My name is Matt. You can call me Matt. Today I want to just talk to you guys about how to become a LinkedIn power user. LinkedIn is the most valuable social media tool you can have as a person who is managing his or her network, trying to find a job, trying to recruit clients, trying to recruit employees. It is one of the most powerful tools you can use, but it's not the only tool you can use. I'm going to be focusing on it today because it is the most popular tool, but there are others as well, just so you know. Let me give you a little history about me. I got my start with the office of Senator Hatch in Washington, D.C. after I graduated from BYU in 2002. I went there and I was working for the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee. I worked on immigration, which is always fun. And I did that because I served an LDS mission in the state of Washington speaking Spanish. And so I have a really soft spot for immigrants. And then after my time with Senator Hatch's office, I was a lobbyist for a year. And that was a blast. I loved it. It was so much fun to be a lobbyist and to work with the Congress and with the executive branch on behalf of my clients. Then I went to the University of Missouri and I received a Master in Public Affairs from the Truman School. And after that I worked in alumni services for 7 years. That's where I learned all this great stuff about LinkedIn, about networking, about social media, about communications. You name it. That was the stuff that I was teaching alumni from Salt Lake Community College, where I was for 4 years. Then I was with the MBA program at BYU for 2.5 years, and then I was the alumni manager at Western Governors University for almost a year. And now I'm branching out into the private sector, and I love it. It is the best. I'm the business development vice president now, and there is a very, very similar skill set that you need with building a sales team, with developing good business practices, with developing business in general, that you would have in finding a job, that you would have in recruiting anybody to your company. And you need these skills. These skills are universal. You need to know how to network, and you need to know the importance of networking. So, here's some rules. You guys, feel free to ask me any questions you want, okay? I'm just going to kind of go through these slides. We're going to talk about them as they come up. But if you have a question, raise your hand. I will answer you. I will call on you. We're going to blast, okay? So, this guy, his name is Deep Nishar. I think that's the coolest name in the world. His name is Deep. So he's a VP of Innovation at LinkedIn. He says that the novice users of LinkedIn use it to find a job. Okay, LinkedIn they just use it to find a job. It's kind of like a Monster.com or a career builder, right? The power users of LinkedIn use it to manage their careers. So when I'm trying to train you to become a power user, I don't like finding a job is just part of it. I want to help you manage your entire career. Okay, I want to think about that. Right? What does it mean to manage your career? Preston, what does it mean to manage your career, man?
I think it means to set some plans, set some goals on the steps you want to take to eventually reach a place that you want to call your career or professional career.
Okay, so set plans and goals. You want to figure out how to get to a place, all right? What are some other thoughts? How do you manage a career? I mean, a career is how long? Your lifetime, right? For most of us, it's going to be our lifetimes. You know? But how do you manage a lifetime of employment, of making money, of helping people? What does it mean to manage your career? I need at least 2 more answers. Okay? Go ahead.
Keep track of what you did and when.
Okay, so it's a chronological history, right, of your resume. Okay,
Also versus just like the typical view of, oh, this is just to get a job. No, you're going to actually use this throughout your career to network, to hire new people, so something that's ongoing.
Okay. Jared, what do you think?
Managing your career is kind of like knowing who you worked with, when you worked with them, what you liked about that experience, what you thought you could improve on or they could improve on.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. So you're tracking, you're kind of gathering friends, right? Who did you work with? Who did you like? Who didn't you like? You know, what's your name?
Taylor.
I like what Taylor said. You know, you're going to try to figure out how are you going to build upon today's job to get into tomorrow's job, and how are you going to build upon tomorrow's job to get into the job that you want in 10 years' time. Okay. So what the first step is, okay, number one step in managing your career is you have to know who you are. Okay, who are you? Why are you doing what you want to do? This program that you're a part of is one of the greatest things I've heard of in career services in the last 10 years. Okay, remember, I've been in university settings for 8 years, I guess, the last 8 years. And I work with recruiters, I work with placement officers. I've seen a lot of programs, but the one that you're in right now is, in my opinion, one of the best I've seen. Because what it does is it takes you from a university student where you're kind of like, I don't even know what to major in, let alone knowing what you want to do for the rest of your entire next 60 years of your life. All right? But what this does is it helps you focus really quickly. All right? I would recommend that you participate heavily in this program because it's going to help you focus a lot more quickly. But build your brand, your personal brand. Are you a nurse? Are you a computer scientist? Are you a business person? Do you love sales? Do you like people? Do you not like people? That's really critical because there's some jobs where you just don't like people. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you like to be in charge? Do you kind of shy away from being in charge? You got to know yourself. And I would recommend you all pick up a book called Strengths Finder 2.0. Okay? Go ahead and write that down. Strengths Finder 2.0. I want you to read it, and I want you to take the assessment. It will really help you identify your top 5 strengths. It's written by the Gallup organization. Are you familiar? Fantastic. Again, just follow the program. But it will really help you focus on what your strengths are and how to harness them. But know your brand and then build upon it. The best way to figure out what your current brand is to Google yourself. I know it's a little bit narcissistic. Donald Trump probably does it 3 times a day. But you want to Google yourself and figure out what is Matt Bunker's brand. All right? How are people identifying me? Okay? Remember, your brand isn't what you think of yourself. Your brand is what others perceive you to be. Okay? And you can control that to an extent. If you don't like what you find, neither will a potential employer. All right? So that's when you have to start adjusting your brand. And how do you adjust your brand? You basically, you want to build a good profile along all social media. Like one of the best ways you can do it is just get social media accounts and manage them correctly. Okay? Your profiles sell your professional character. The difference between a resume, this is critical. Okay, there's a difference between a resume and a LinkedIn profile. A resume is basically a piece of paper or an electronic piece of paper that you send out to the world and say, this is me, this is my work history. Your resume is basically your work history that you hopefully have adapted to the job description that you're applying for. Now you'll talk about that with these ladies over here, with this team of amazing individuals. You want to, whenever you write a resume, make sure you're writing it to the job description. So that means you don't just have one resume, you may have 70. That's just the way it goes. Okay? But your resume is basically just your job history, but that isn't you. You're not your job history. You're you. Okay? So the LinkedIn, what it does is it kind of is the pre-interview. All right? it answers 3 questions to the recruiter. Can you do the job? Are you competent? How would you fit in the organization? And do they like you? Do I like you? Would I like seeing your face every day? Or would I think, no. And it's basically answering the question of the sandbox. Okay? Think about it. All right, so I was talking with a buddy of mine at Salt Lake Community College who just retired. He was in career services since the early 80s. And he asked a recruiter once, he said, why did you hire John over Jane? And he said, you know, their resumes are identical, basically. They're both very, very similar in how they do things. And you know what they said? What do you think John, why do you think John stood out over Jane? Why do you think John got the job offer?
Personality.
Personality, okay. What does personality have to do with it?
So you said the class like you want to work with you.
What do you see about these little children? What's common between all these little kids? They're little. They're young. You want to play with people that you like, right? And you think about it, work is in a lot of ways a lot like a sandbox. It's a lot like a playground. You're going to play with the kids that you want to play with, that you get along with. And so they're the differentiator between John and Mark, or John and Jane, or Jane and Mary, is that they just liked Mary better. All right? So recruiters look at the social media for the right fit, right? Like I said, it's competence, it's motivation and fit. What motivates you? How are you branding yourself? And how are you going to be motivated to do the job? And are you likable? All right? One of the best things you can do, and I'll talk about this in a minute, is have a good profile picture. Right? Be likable. Now, like I said earlier, there's many different networks that you can use and that recruiters use to find you on social media. The 3 top ones, you know, I really consider there's 5 top ones. In addition to the Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, you also have Instagram and Pinterest. Those are kind of the big 5. But the big 3 are these 3. If you think about this, 48% of recruiters only use LinkedIn. Compare that to almost 1% of only use Facebook and almost 1% only use Twitter. Can you believe that people are finding employees on Twitter? That's just bananas to me. But they do. One of the things that will happen, and this happened to me a lot at the MBA program when we were trying to figure out who to admit to the program. Your Facebook profile never really got people into the program, but it got people out of the program. It says, you know what, based on this picture of that person doing this, we're not even going to interview that person for admittance. So be very cautious about what you're placing on Facebook and what you're placing on Twitter. Well, LinkedIn is a different animal. You're going to do things differently on LinkedIn than you're doing on Facebook and Twitter. But these 2 are eliminators. This is going to get you an interview. These 2 are going to get you out of the interview. Okay? Okay, now this is something critical. I was talking with Shani earlier. Your first audience in a job search isn't the recruiter. Your first audience is the internet itself. Okay? And I want you to think about that. You guys know what search engine optimization means? What does it mean to search engine optimize something? How many of you used Google in the last hour? Okay. What did you search for?
LinkedIn.
Okay.
And hotels. Yeah.
Okay, so you searched for things. All right. What was the first result on hotels?
Well, I can tell you right now.
Let me guess. It's hotels.com.
It was Expedia.
Expedia.
And hotels.com.
Hotels.com. Orbitz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Priceline, yeah.
Good. Recruiters are going to search for you based on keywords. Okay? Like, let's say you're a recruiter who is trying to hire a coder who writes Java and C++. All right? And I type that into LinkedIn, and the first person that shows up has those words numerous times in her LinkedIn profile. Okay? It has a lot of the things that I'm looking for. You're going to search engine optimize yourself. That's so important. And you're going to do that on LinkedIn. You're going to do that on Facebook. You're going to do that on Twitter. But I'm going to focus on LinkedIn today because that is by far the #1 way that recruiters are going to find you. Okay? So, this is my profile page as of 2 days ago. All right? I want you to just look at some of the elements here. All right? You have, and when you're looking at a LinkedIn page, I want you to break it down into elements. You have my name. Ooh, that moved. This is one of those smart words. That's
Yes.
right. I love it. You have my name. You have different skills. I call these SKAs. Skills, knowledge, and abilities. And based on what I want to be known by is what I list first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on. I want to be known as a business development expert. Then I want to be known as a sales expert and then a marketing expert because those are my 3 chief responsibilities at my current position. I'm also an entrepreneurship expert, a social media expert, a leadership expert, and I've been a writer since 2002. Okay? Now, the other day, well, let me go here. My image. What does this image tell you about me? Okay? I want you to just close. Let's see. Don't close your eyes. I want you to look at the image. What does this image tell you about me?
You're a happy guy.
I'm a happy guy. What are some things? What are some elements in this image that you see?
Definitely look professional.
Why?
Well, because like your face is clean.
Okay.
Your hair is cut nicely. Your glasses are clean.
Okay. Yeah,
You took that picture in front of some glass.
I did. How do you know that?
Because
You can
see through it.
You can see the trees outside,
And
right?
it kind of looks like you're elevated a little bit.
That's right. I took this picture on the 4th floor of the Marriott School, looking out to Lavelle Edwards Stadium. And what do you notice about my shirt? Okay, it's a different color. It's not white.
Is that the power blue they call it?
This is actually purple, believe it or not. You can kind of see it better from here, but it's purple. What's going on with my collar? Is my button? Is my collar closed? Am I all buttoned up, ready to look over spreadsheets? Nope. I'm loose. I'm wearing a purple shirt with a purple tie, with goofy horn rim glasses that are really trendy. I look young, so I look like a marketer. Do I look like a finance person? An accountant? Do I look like a computer scientist? Maybe. I could probably come to that. Know your brand, know what you're going for, and then be that person. Okay? Really, it's be yourself. Be yourself. That's the #1 thing. Be you. Don't be anybody you're not. But also know what your audience is looking for. Whenever I talk to finance majors at the Y, I would say, you want to be in front of a backdrop, very professional, with a suit, a white shirt, and a buttoned-up tie, because that's what finance people look like. That's what accountants look like. If you're a communicator, you want to be maybe in an action shot, doing a public speech. You want to be in a nice, like if Shani were up here, I would want her in a professional dress, some kind of professional suit, but really animated, because I want that's her communication style. Yeah.
How would I have to look to be a good family marriage therapist?
Think about it. Where do family marriage therapists work?
In
In an office? What kind of office?
a consulting office.
Okay. Are they covered? Would you be in a cubicle?
No.
Sitting at a desk like this? No.
It's like a,
I could see you in a nice warm brown leather sofa chair. Okay, with warm colors in the background, maybe some soft light. You know, you don't have to get a professional picture. I just grabbed a nice camera from the office and I told our intern, take a picture of me. He took like 20 and that was the best one. Okay? But yeah, I mean, think about where you want to be and then become that person.
make the environment kind of warm.
Yeah.
Because that's how I want to portray myself.
Yeah. Where do you want to be in 10 years?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. Taylor, how about you?
I'm taking accounting right now, but honestly starting up my own practice or something.
Okay, so you want to be a CPA maybe? I see you in what you're wearing. Maybe put a coat on. But you want to be professional and you definitely want a picture. There's some people who don't have a picture. I would recommend you have one. Okay, so you have your picture. You have these elements. You have your location. That's critical because people you're in a network with people that are closest to you, right? But my office is in Salt Lake, so that's why I put Greater Salt Lake area. I'm in the computer software business, so I put computer software. VisiSite Technologies is what we started in January. My education, like I said, my most recent degree is from the University of Missouri, but I don't live in St. Louis. Although the Cardinals are kicking some serious butt right now, which is fantastic. But my network is BYU. It's Utah. I'm here. Okay, so I replaced the University of Missouri with Brigham Young University because that's my network. The summary. All right, there's some things about the summary. This is where you can put a lot of keywords that you want in your profile that will point search engines to you. Okay, one of the top things that recruiters are going to search on is your own name. It's your very name. So, I write in the third person. Matt Bunker is a strategic marketer, social media expert, and a builder of professional networks. I'm using very specific words. I'm not being capricious with my words. I'm being very specific. Entrepreneurial. Let's see. Vice president, marketing, business development, higher education, building professional networks. I mean, Matt Bunker. Let's see, Matt. And I actually used to have down here, it says other spellings of Matt's name, of Matt Bunker's name. My first name is actually Alan. I go by my middle name. So Alan Bunker, Alan Matthew Bunker. I spell Alan different ways. I spell Matthew different ways. I spell Bunker different ways. What I'm doing is I'm giving the internet all the opportunity it has to find me. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're giving the internet every chance it has to figure out who you are. Like I said, keywords are critical. Okay? There's my education. Some things that you don't see on my education profile: my GPA, test scores. Tacky as crud. All right? Don't do it. Just leave. This is sufficient. All right? You have a master's degree, you have a bachelor's degree. If you have an associate's, list it. Okay? I don't care if it's from the University of Phoenix. All right? But I want you to list it because that's important. When people see certificates, degrees, that kind of stuff, you want to list it, but you don't want to put superfluous garbage that no one cares about that just makes you look pompous. Okay? Any questions so far? Great. Now, yeah, go ahead.
What do you do if you don't have much job experience? You've done a lot of volunteer work, but not actually on-the-job experience.
That's okay. First of all, there's places for that in LinkedIn. So like I mentioned earlier, I served a mission for the LDS Church. I put that under volunteer experience. For those of you who had the same experience of doing that, I would recommend that you, just know who you are, but also know who's looking at your profiles. Try to say something like volunteer service, volunteer representative. I actually think mine just says LDS missionary, because most people these days that I come in contact with knows what that is. I also was a volunteer for the Salt Lake Olympic Committee in 2002. That's on there as well. But just think through what's relevant to the job you want, and if it's true, then you can list it. Okay? Yeah.
I have a question. Would you recommend that as students we approach maybe corporations or individuals in HR departments and ask them specifically, what do you look for? And then write those keywords down and then kind of put that into our LinkedIn? Would that be something that's, or?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Heck yeah. Absolutely. And HR departments love that. Especially like they want to see proactivity. Just say, what do you look for in an employee? Asking them that specific of a question is fantastic. Ask them what they want to see in a resume. Ask them things that will help you get the job. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Can people here part of the Career Passport program help us set up LinkedIn?
We have some activities that you can do, and we have some workshops that are online on the CDC website. So if you see us after, we'll be sure to help you with all those things.
Great. Do you have a question?
Yeah, well, I had a comment because I have my own LinkedIn account. And I have to say for sure that in the education, even though you don't have much job experience in your education, you can list the courses that you've taken.
You bet.
So it makes you more credible. Like you get, like my major is communications, emphasis in PR, but people are like, everybody does that. So you can list the courses that you're specifically taking to tailor you to be more, like to distinct yourself differently.
You got it. Absolutely. Fantastic point. Let me go back there, actually. Here, let's see, 7 courses. So if you were to click here, so this is technically listed in my LinkedIn, and the search engine looks at these 7 courses that I took as in my master's degree. I didn't list all the courses because I didn't think they were all relevant. But the ones I liked the best, I listed there. But you click on that, and it will give you a drop down of the courses that I took. Fantastic point. Okay, so this is your skills and endorsements. This is when you go into LinkedIn, and let's say your buddy says, hey, yeah, Maria is fantastic at Facebook, or she's really good at Spanish. And you're like, I really don't want to be known for Facebook. So you can actually go in here, edit this, just remove that out. But what these do is it really helps recruiters search for you, because they can actually search on things that you're skilled at. If you go to linkedin.com/alumni, it's one of the greatest search engine tools you will ever find. And it will take the university that you're affiliated with first, but you can search under any university. So UVU, it will go first, and then if you want to search for BYU, Utah, Harvard, UCLA, whatever, you can search under those and find people in that area that you want to network with. I would also recommend you don't endorse people for things you don't know about them. All right, let's say Natalie Cottrell right here. I know that she's phenomenal at business development, business management, genealogy, acquisitions, all that stuff, but I don't know if she's good at accounting. So if it says, is Natalie Cottrell good at accounting? I'll say no, so I just skip. It's that simple, okay? Join groups. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. How do you, on my profile, I have several people who have endorsed me for things that they don't know that I can do. Can I delete that endorsement, or? Actually,
that's one of the problems that we have with that. I've talked to my friends at LinkedIn itself, and they said that there's just this debate on whether they should keep this section alive or not, because that happens. And really, there's nothing you can do about it unless you don't want that particular skill at all advertised. Then you can delete the skill, but you can't delete the endorsement of the skill. Does that make sense? So I'll be talking about groups in more depth in a minute, but you do want to join groups that are relevant to what you want to do. The internet basically needs to know that you're alive, all right? Because if you're dead, then it's going to stop searching for you. And the way it knows that you're alive is on your profile. Let's say you have different PowerPoints, or you've written blog posts on other websites, or you have your own website. What it does is it basically says, okay, I click on this. This goes out to this website over here, and it says, yeah, Matt's a real person. Matt's doing things. Matt's updating his profile. I would recommend you update your profile once a week. That means changing one word. That's all you have to do. Like, delete a word, save, add it back in, save. That tells the internet I'm a living human. Okay? But you want to include subject in your profile that gives more life to you, gives more color. This right here is a presentation I gave a couple years ago to the MBA program at the Y, and it's hosted on a different website. So they click on that, it goes to a different website. This is hosted on YouTube. This is a business that I started. This is also hosted on YouTube. So everything that's connected to my page is also connected to other websites. So that increases your SEO value. Okay, like I said, you want to join groups, all right? So why should you join groups? There's a lot of reasons you should join groups. Yeah. The primary reason is to learn stuff, all right? You join groups to learn what other people are saying. But we're more than about primary reasons here, all right? We're using LinkedIn as a tool. By joining a group and by participating in it often, it tells LinkedIn that you exist. You want to shout to LinkedIn that you exist, all right? So it increases your SEO. So here's some strategies. Join a group that you're interested in. So if you're interested in fashion design, you join 5 or 6 groups that have to do with that. And then you read the articles that people post or the comments that people post. And if you like it, click like. That tells LinkedIn, I like that. That says, you know, John Brown likes. John Brown is participating. He's doing something within LinkedIn. That's the lowest level of participation that will get LinkedIn's attention. The next level is to share news articles and blog posts with your group. It's easy as highlighting the URL, cut and paste into a group, and then just pressing share. That's it. There's some functionality where you can share to multiple groups at once. Like I right now belong to 46 groups. I believe LinkedIn increased the number of groups that you can belong to from 50 to 100. But I don't really know if it's that good of an idea to belong to more than 50. Just because you can't manage that many groups. But that's what I would do is share news articles and blog posts that you find interesting with relevant groups. You also want to, like I'm into this stage where I'm writing blog posts. And I'm writing on blog posts that are in my areas of expertise that will help me build my own personal brand. So if you were to look at my stuff, I'm writing about leadership, I'm writing about business development, sales, those things, and I'm posting them to groups that are relevant. And then you want to share them on your LinkedIn feed as well. You want to share them with Facebook and Twitter, because those are 2 other completely different websites that will then point back to LinkedIn. Yeah?
So you're talking a lot about you belonging to, in your case at least, you belong to a lot of groups.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of information. How much time do you recommend spending on LinkedIn each day or every other day? Or
Twice a week.
It depends on the stage you're in. Like if you're a student, you're right. Twice a week is probably good. Mm-hmm. If you're not looking for a job, twice a week is sufficient. And how much per time? 30 minutes. So maybe an hour a week. If you're actively searching for a job, just consider that it takes about 24 hours of actual work, not just a day, but 24 actual hours to get an interview. All right? So that's about, would you agree with that? About right? So you could use some of those hours in LinkedIn by looking for people to make connections to you. What time should we have? About 10 minutes? Okay. But yeah, about if you're looking to recruit somebody as an employee, you're probably on LinkedIn all day long. But it just depends on the stage you're in. Networking. This is my favorite topic. Networking, you use LinkedIn to manage your network. Okay? And managing your network is synonymous with managing your career. It's the same thing. Managing your career is managing your network. Because your network are the people that are going to get you jobs. They're going to be people that are going to give you money. They're going to be people that support you and that want you to grow. So we're going to talk about the network in general. The first person in your network is who?
Me.
You, right? You are the number one person in your network. Okay? And you need to know who you are. That's why it's so important that you know your brand. Then your level one. These are your inner circle. Okay? This is your inner circle. In marketing terms, we call these people your love group. Okay, think about a brand that has an enormous love group, that they buy everything this company puts out the minute it puts it out. Apple! Good one.
L'Oreal.
Okay, sure. There's. I didn't think of it, but you're right. It does have a love group. That's a very good point. Nike is another one, yeah.
Gaming consoles, Xbox.
Xbox, yeah. There's some debate. Like, in the 80s it was the Cola Wars. This, like, in our day, it's the gaming console wars. Is it Xbox or PlayStation, right? So, for you as a brand, as a viable product, who are your love group? Who's in your love group? Family and very close friends. I call this the Take a Bullet Club. All right? They would take a bullet for me. They know all of my weaknesses, and yet they still like me. Okay? The next level up is your Like a Brother Club. Okay? These are people that are close friends, that are long-term acquaintances, long-term coworkers, that have a profound shared experience with. Right now, you're developing a lot of these relationships because you're in college. A lot of my level 2s were college roommates. Okay? They're people that I had a profound shared experience with. They're the people that I set fires with on girls' doorsteps. That's a funny story. We were saying yes to a dance, and we got a box and filled it with gas. Anyways, these are people that want you to succeed. These are people that really like you, that they love you, they want you to go forward. Your third level is your cup of coffee club. All right. When I was living in DC, I would occasionally get off the metro and I would see somebody that I worked with and I'd say, "Hey, what's going on?" And they say, "Hey, I haven't seen you in 3 months. Let's go grab a cup of coffee." I said, "I don't drink coffee, but I'll have a Coke." And so we went and had a drink and we shared experiences. We had a great time catching up. These are loose shared experiences, okay? New or weak connections. So people that you may not know quite yet, but you want to get to know them. You notice there's this last group, this level 4, these are connections of connections. This is basically everyone in the entire world that you don't yet know, okay? They're connected to you somehow, all right? Now, the whole point of networking is to get from level 4 to level 1. And the way you do it is through generosity. Generosity is the absolute key, guys. Whenever you're at a networking event, I want you to spend about 5% of the time talking about you and about 95% of the time talking about the other person. Okay? How can you bless their lives? How can you create value for them? How can you improve their company? How can you improve their family? How can you improve their job opportunities? All right? By being generous, what you're doing is you're investing in your future brand. Your strength of network is everything. It's everything to managing your career. You have to have a very strong network. And you can build that network by knowing your brand, by creating a powerful profile, and then by knowing how to move people up the networking chain. All right? And that is by being what? Generous, right? Generosity is the number one rule. So thank you very much for letting me be here, guys. I have some cards I'll leave over here on the table, but feel free to reach out to me, okay?